You buy a shiny gaming monitor, plug in the PS5, and half the menu stays wasted. That means gray blacks, blur, or bandwidth you paid for, but never use. So I'm counting down the desk-friendly picks that avoid the usual console traps. Match resolution to your console, check HDMI and VRR, then decide if OLED trade-offs fit your desk. Let's move. Number 6. Dell Alienware AW2725DM. If you want the cheap safe lane, I'd start here, not with a random office screen. It's a 27-inch IPS LCD with 2560 by 1440 resolution. That keeps text and games sharp on a normal desk. For console play, it handles 1440p at 120Hz and VRR with PS5. That's the real reason it's here. But the picture ceiling is obvious. Low contrast makes blacks look gray, and HDR doesn't bring much extra punch. Motion is also a little behind the AOC, though it avoids that model's black smearing. I'd skip it if HDR is the upgrade you can actually see. Number 5. AOC Q27G3XMN. Want better contrast without jumping to 4K OLED? I'd pick the AOC over the Alienware if richer dark scenes matter more than perfect console bandwidth. This is a 27-inch HVA LCD with 2560 by 1440 resolution, so it's still a sensible desk size. It can run PS5 games at 1440p up to 120Hz, or downscaled 4K at 60Hz. The trade-off is the connection story. It lacks HDMI 2.1 bandwidth, and HDMI 4 VRR isn't part of the PS5 setup here. There's also some smearing with fast motion. Skip it if you bought the monitor specifically for clean VRR support or 4K 120Hz. Number 4. Dell S2725QS. This is where I'd stop chasing budget gaming branding and choose the cleaner office fit. You get a 27-inch IPS LCD with 3840 by 2160 resolution. That makes spreadsheets and PS5 Pro games look crisp. It also brings HDMI 2.1 bandwidth with 4K signals up to 120Hz. That's the console box to tick for mixed desk use. But this isn't the motion pick. Fast objects blur more than on the KOORUI, and there's no local dimming to rescue dark scenes. That means HDR feels flatter than the branding implies. Skip it if the whole upgrade is about punchy highlights or sharper motion. Number 3. KOORUI S2741LM. If your room is bright, I'd consider this before forcing OLED into the wrong space. The core appeal is a 27-inch IPS LCD with 3840 by 2160 resolution and HDMI 2.1 bandwidth. That gives PS5 and PS5 Pro buyers a detailed 4K path without the OLED spend. The weird part is the ceiling. Its 320Hz maximum sounds huge, but the console doesn't use that headroom. Picture quality also steps down from OLED, especially in dark scenes. Local dimming can deepen blacks beside bright highlights, but shadow detail can get crushed. Skip it if darkroom contrast matters more than bright room practicality. Number 2. Dell S3225QC. Here's the bigger OLED choice I'd buy for console-only play, if the desk can handle it. It's a 32-inch QDO LED with 3840 by 2160 resolution. That makes the screen feel more like a compact gaming TV. The useful part is restraint. HDMI 2.1 bandwidth and a 120Hz maximum line up neatly with PS5 and PS5 Pro Play. But that same 120Hz ceiling limits the upgrade path if a fast gaming PC joins later. HDR is also dimmer than the ASUS, so the premium picture isn't the strongest here. Skip it if you want extra PC headroom or the brightest HDR version of this OLED idea. Number 1. ASUS ROG Swift OLED PG27UCDM. This is the one I'd buy for PS5 now and a serious PC later. It's a 27-inch HDMI LED with 3840 by 2160 resolution. That gives you sharp console detail without swallowing the whole desk. For PS5 and PS5 Pro, HDMI 2.1 bandwidth covers 4K at 120Hz. That's the practical console win. Then the 240Hz ceiling gives a connected PC room the console can't use. That's the trade-off. You're paying for OLED picture quality and future headroom, not just today's PS5 menu. Skip it if you don't need OLED, or if bright room raised blacks would annoy you. The latter is simple. Alienware and AOC are the 1440p budget plays. Dell S2725QS and KOORUI move you to 4K. Dell S3225QC is console OLED comfort, while ASUS is the PC-ready payoff. Before you buy, check the PS5 video menu you actually use, not the fantasy setup. Confirm HDMI 2.1 if 4K 120Hz matters. Measure the desk for 32" depth and check current availability before you buy. If you want cheap PS5 fit, start with Alienware or AOC. For PS5 Pro office use, I take the Dell S2725QS or KOORUI. If you want OLED, Dell is sensible, but ASUS is the pick. Links are in the description.